For centuries, humanity believed the moon was our silent companion, a barren rock that only pulled at our tides. But what if that silence was never real? In the past few months, the interstellar visitor 3I Atlas has defied physics, pulsing like a living organism, splitting apart, and sending signals toward Mars. Now astronomers confirm those pulses are also aimed at our moon, and in a revelation that has stunned scientists, instruments on Earth recorded a reply. The moon, long believed dead, has answered back. The first sign came when Atlas emitted a narrow, focused burst of energy aimed directly at the lunar surface. Minutes later, seismographs left by the Apollo missions, dormant for decades, began transmitting strange rhythmic spikes identical to Atlas's frequency. At first dismissed as noise, the pattern repeated with each new pulse. The conclusion became inescapable. The moon was not reflecting energy but resonating with it, as if something buried beneath had been waiting for the call. Soon, observatories recorded bursts of electromagnetic activity coming not from Earth's atmosphere but from the moon itself. These weren't simple echoes. They carried distortions and signatures suggesting the moon was actively modulating the signal. Amateur radio operators intercepted fragments, a low, droning hum punctuated by sharp tones like a code inside static. Harmonics matched geological surveys of the moon's hollow regions, hinting Atlas had activated vast caverns deep inside its crust. Some theorized the moon was designed to respond when called. Reports from lunar orbiters deepened the mystery. Satellites circling the moon recorded faint green flashes from its far side, coinciding exactly with each pulse. These weren't solar reflections but geometric spirals resembling the luminous structures seen in Atlas's coma. It was as though the moon was mirroring the visitor's language, projecting it back into space. For the first time, astronomers considered that the moon had become an active transmitter in a cosmic dialogue. Then Earth itself began to pick up the resonance. Radio telescopes in Australia, South Africa, and Chile detected structured signals arriving not from Atlas but from the moon. The transmissions carried repeating prime numbers and spirals unmistakably tied to Atlas's pulses but altered, translated through the moon's resonance. Civilian receivers picked up faint tones too, describing them as haunting, melodic vibrations humming in the night sky. At the same time, strange disruptions rippled through satellites, GPS systems, and consumer electronics, all aligned with the pulse cycle. Humanity was no longer a spectator. Even Apollo-era instruments reactivated after decades of silence, pulsing in sync with Atlas's rhythm and transmitting binary code matching prime numbers. Engineers realized identical readings appeared across distant landing sites, suggesting these forgotten machines had been reawakened not by Earth but by something on the moon itself. Seismic data revealed the moon rang like a bell under Atlas's signal, its vibrations mapping onto geometrical harmonics identical to the green flashes. The moon wasn't just ringing, it was singing, amplifying Atlas's message as if it had been waiting for this frequency to awaken its inner voice. Soon, Earth's skies began to respond. Green veils appeared far from the poles where auroras shouldn't exist, pulsing in harmony with the lunar flashes. Pilots described curtains of emerald light shimmering above the clouds as their instruments flickered with each pulse. It was as if the moon was redirecting part of the resonance toward Earth, pulling our planet into the conversation. Orbiters then captured images of vast ordered shadows across the lunar far side. Spirals in perfect golden ratio formed stretching for hundreds of kilometers, shifting with the pulses as though projected onto the surface itself. Spectrograms matched these shapes exactly, forming a coded language written in light and shadow. The moon wasn't merely answering Atlas, it was broadcasting a message of its own, to us. As the responses grew stronger, Earth began to feel the consequences. Communication satellites faltered. GPS flickered. Power grids surged in rhythm with the pulses. Military satellites on the far side were affected first, as though the resonance was deliberately choosing what to touch. Beneath certain craters, orbiters detected localized magnetic fields rising and falling with the pulses, a network of nodes etched into the crust like ancient circuitry built for this purpose. For centuries, the Moon was seen as silent stone. But the events surrounding Atlas have shattered that illusion. What began as a pulse from a distant visitor has become a dialogue. The Moon is not silent. It never was. Apollo instruments reawakened. Seismographs recorded harmonics too precise to be natural. Green light spiraled across its hidden face. Earth itself began to glow and hum. Beneath the craters, magnetic nodes pulsed like circuitry. The Moon wasn't just answering back.